Hi there, I'm Chris Moflam. Welcome to African Findings Explained, a series of discussions designed to shine a light of clarity on research findings on topics relevant to ethical leadership for African development. In this episode, I'll discuss a brief guide to big disasters based on a book, Rethinking Readiness, by Jeff Schlegelmilch. Mr. Schlegelmilch is director of the National Center for Disaster Preparedness at Columbia University. Disaster preparedness refers to measures taken to prepare for and reduce the effects of disasters. That is, to predict and, where possible, prevent disasters, mitigate their impact on vulnerable populations, and respond to and effectively cope with their consequences. Mr. Schlegelmilch offers an introduction to disaster preparedness by outlining 5 major 21st century threats: climate change, cyber attacks, infrastructure failure, nuclear weapons, and infectious disease, writing before the COVID-19 pandemic, and describes best practices for reducing community and national vulnerability and for disaster response. He illustrates how the emerging field of disaster science helps societies cultivate a culture of preparedness. I have come away with 5 major takeaways from rethinking readiness. First, most of the world lacks disaster preparedness. Today, the world faces potential big disasters that can devastate communities and leave years of persistent problems in their wake. Sea level rises, coastal flooding, severe storms, and infectious disease outbreaks will disrupt lives and business operations. Hotter temperatures will increase dehydration and heat stroke. Droughts will weaken food and water security and promote wildfires. Second, infectious diseases are becoming more frequent and more destructive. Many characteristics of contemporary civilization make it easier for diseases to spread. For example, more people are crowding into cities. More airline passengers travel the world, thus widening an outbreak's potential range and hastening viral and bacterial circulation. Deforestation forces animals and insects to migrate to new habitats, bringing humans and wildlife into closer, more prolonged contact. This opens opportunities for animal pathogens, such as HIV/AIDS and severe acute respiratory syndrome (SARS), to cross over to humans. Third, the growth of information technology, along with an expanding array of smart devices, means a cyber attack could sow widespread destruction. State and criminal actors have launched these attacks to steal information or spy on others. Fourth, new approaches can improve both preparedness and post-disaster response. Investment in disaster science research will pay big dividends. By the way, disaster science aims to increase human capacity to prepare for, respond to, and recover from disasters at individual, family, and community levels. Currently, many disaster management principles draw on circumstantial information and common sense rather than hard evidence. Disaster science research should involve an interdisciplinary and applied approach. Research findings should reach local, regional, and national policymakers. Also, involving people in affected communities fosters a culture of resilience, trust, cross-cultural communications, and support of existing successful local practices. Fifth, preparedness and response initiatives should include strategies for acknowledging and adapting to uncertainty. Society needs to find economic, social, and political incentives for cultivating preparedness and long-term planning. Another key strategy is for communities to ensure their educational systems include the scientific, business, and other disciplines essential to preparing for and responding to disasters. In conclusion, disaster preparedness is about long-term planning, execution, and doing the right thing. I am reminded of the biblical Noah's accomplishments in the book of Genesis. At about the age of 500, Noah is commissioned to build an ark. As humans multiply, more people do bad things, and God is compelled to destroy all living things on earth. At the age of 600, Noah and his family of 8 are rewarded when they board the ark to survive the great flood. Thank you for listening. Please stay safe and healthy.